What is up, Super Fam and Brovengers alike? I am Sensei Fido, aka Vane Sensei, and welcome to Marvel Bros, where we discuss all things Marvel and everything pop culture. And today we are going to be continuing our From Watcher to Reader series, and I am excited about today's. I'm not gonna lie, yo. This book is getting better and better. That's all I'm gonna say for right now. But we are going to be continuing our From Watcher to Reader series with The Wheel of Time, Eye of the World, chapters 13 through 16. You guys were super right about, this being the side that, to read these 4 chapters and not go too far into it, because there was a lot of information that was dropped in these 4 chapters, and not just a lot of info, but there was a lot of things going on. A lot more questions were raised. A lot of character development happened for all of these characters, and we also got the introduction of Nynaeve finally coming into the show. So that was also that was just really dope. Or coming into the show, my bad. Coming into the book, or coming back into the book, I should say. So that was all. I'm just really excited about all of that stuff. But before we dive into it, make sure you follow us on all platforms at Marvel Bros to stay up to date with all things Marvel and everything pop culture. You can also follow me on social media, stay up to date with all my thoughts, theories, and opinions on whatever particular thing I may be partaking in at that particular time. And then, of course, we got those podcasts coming out weekly on wherever you get your podcasts at. So make sure you jump in on there. And we're going to be having just a ton more content coming out here on the channel for the for 2024. So I hope everyone is ready to get it locked and loaded, because we're about to get it cracking. All right. I hope everyone's having a good day today. How ya doing? Talk to me, because I talk back. How we doing? How we doing? How we doing, ladies and gentlemen? What is up with that Matt's Dagger? How you doing there?
Hello there.
Love to see you here. Phew, made it. Oh, yeah. Long chapters packed with detail. Yeah, facts. Yes, packed with a lot of detail, and the chapters are very long. Well, not very long. I guess, what was it? I want to say chapter 15, I think, is the longest chapter. I might be wrong about that, but the longest chapter that we've had so far, I might be wrong about that, but I do believe chapter 15 was on, you know what I mean, on that longer side. Yeah, chapter 15 was hella long, but it was really good too. I mean, these chapters were really good. All 4 of these chapters were just very well constructed. I had a really good time with them across the board. I was really excited to get it going, and man, like I said, there's just a lot more character development happening in this book, and we're getting a lot deeper into the story, and it's just getting me really excited. So I'll talk about it first and foremost. How, like, all the stuff that I was kind of feeling and all that good stuff, and then we can just dive into the gist of everything. And again, happy holidays, everyone. I hope everyone had a good holiday, a good Christmas Eve, all that good stuff. And I know I did. I hope you guys did too. And yeah, man, tell me what you got for Christmas, or tell me what you got for someone else for Christmas. Let me know what was going on. But yeah, man, let's get it. Chapters 13 through 16 of The Wheel of Time, The Eye of the World, were very not. I don't want to say they were similar to the chapters that we had before, but it was kind of continuing on the pillars, or on the stepstones that were kind of laid in that first. In those first couple of chapters that we got, continuing with the dream sequence and just different things like that, we really got to get a lot deeper into the nitty gritty of what the hell was going on. And there was an introduction of a new character that we hadn't heard of in the book yet, and a character that I also am not too sure if I know from the story, but we'll get into that more when we actually start breaking it down chapter by chapter. But I just was really, like, I was really taken back by the dream sequence that Rand went through, and I didn't know kind of what to do or how to feel because of just reasons, but it was awesome. Like, it was in a good way, but I was just like blindsided, like, with awesomeness kind of vibes. I know last week when we did book club, it was brought up that it was kind of like, man, the only reason why the dream sequences weren't this like similar in the show was because money, budget, and other reasons, of course, that fall under that category. So, being able to kind of get a better understanding of what you guys meant by these dream sequences could have been better and all this other stuff compared to how they are in the book. I definitely do understand, because in the book, the dream sequences are set up in such a way that it is on a very grand scale. It's a very grand scale, and it's kind of like, you got to be I just wasn't ready for it, for like, just period. I was not ready for what was going on when this dream sequences. I love the way the dream sequences work out as well. We're gonna talk about it more, as I said, once we go through the chapters. Kind of individually, but just to continue down the path, I also loved seeing the relationship between Moiraine and Egwene, and it was something that I very much missed out on. I didn't know that I missed out on that, but the relationship that they kind of have, even though we don't get to fully see what's going on, it's still very powerful, because you obviously see that Egwene is thirsty and hungry for not power but knowledge, and she sees that she is around a very powerful and knowledgeable woman, and it starts to change the things that she does and also the beliefs that she has, just because of the other things that she wants to come into fray after that. So it's just really cool to see all these characters start to develop in their own ways because of this scenario that they're forced into. And that's something that we even hear later on be brought up by Nynaeve, and we'll talk about, like, I'm gonna say it again. I'm just giving my quick thoughts, okay? So I just really appreciate everyone kind of not treating them like kids, because it does make sense where it does make sense that we get to these type of points of, hey, this is where we are now. This is what's going to happen next, or this is what you need to do, or you need to kind of cut it out. And we got to see Moiraine be a lot more cutthroat, but also just stern, and let everybody know, like, hey, this is not a game right now. And when we got to see Egwene kind of not know what to do in that moment of being split between Moiraine and Nynaeve, it just gives you a lot more context to what everybody is doing and who they are as people. It's just freaking awesome, man. It was just really awesome. I'm trying to see if I want to talk. And another thing that we kind of talked about last week that I'm going to continue talking about this week. But my guy, what is his name? Is it Tom? My guy Tom, bro. Like, he is such a pivotal character into what's going on in this story right now. And it's insane how different how different the story is from the show. Like, and I'm not even comparing it to the show. I'm just saying it's crazy how different it truly is. And you guys kept telling me that it is very different, and I agree. But seeing Tom be there, is it Tom? Tom? Seeing him be there, seeing him make these decisions, being such a big part of what the boys' decisions are and what they do, and being kind of like that beacon almost for them, someone that they can trust in these moments. It just adds a lot more layers to everything that's going on, and I really appreciate his character a lot more. I already liked how he was within the show, but the book is just making me enjoy his character even more. And there are so many characters that we're getting introduced to, and it's wild. Oh, and then we also get the introduction of men, and that was also something that I really did appreciate. So let's dive into it. So that's my first impressions or my thoughts now. So let's dive into it deeper and, get it crickling and crackling. I really would like to know how you guys feel about these 4 chapters as well. So let me know in the chat. All right, let's see. So chapter 13, choices. We have, again, we have the staff that we never got to see Moiraine hold in the show. Hopefully we get to see that in season 3. I would be down with that. Like, Moiraine is kind of like, nah, I don't want to say like she's old, she's getting older or anything, but just because of the events that happened or whatever, she got the stick now. I'm down for that. Um, but I believe. Oh no, yeah, because she heals everyone. They're talking about Terran Ferry and all that good stuff again. Emansfield, Avonsfield. Let's see. Behind the Saddle, Aes Sedai. Okay. Here we go. This is the first instance where I was like, "Yo, what's going on?" Okay, this is what this had me truly baffled. There was the morning that Egwene woke and began unbraiding her hair. Rand watched her from the corner of his eye as he made up his blanket roll. Every night, even when the fire was doused, everyone took their blankets except for Egwene and the Aes Sedai. The two women always went aside from the others and talked for an hour or two, returning when the others were asleep. Egwene combed her hair out, 100 strokes, he counted, while he was saddling Cloud, tying his saddlebags and blanket. My boy was focused on her, yo. We're on page 202 if y'all want to follow along. Behind the saddle, then she tucked the comb away, swept her hair loose over her shoulder, and pulled up the hood over her cloak. Startled, he asked, "What are you doing?" She gave him a sidelong look without answering. It was the first time he had spoken to her in 2 days, he realized, since the night in the log shelter on the bank of the Tarn. But he did not let that stop him. All your life you've waited to wear your hair in a braid, and now you're giving it up? Why? Because she doesn't braid hers? Aes Sedai don't braid their hair, she said simply. At least not unless they want to. Yo, already she's like, I don't want to say she's a completely different person, but already Egwene is starting to, be different and have a different opinion and start to kind of, I guess you can say, grow up and grow out of the expectations that are kind of, I guess you could say, put on her, or that she has put on herself now, because she sees that she has an opportunity that before she never even thought was possible. But it was, when your dream becomes an opportunity, it's hard to not take the chance, because dreams not everyone gets the opportunity to chase their dreams. So once a dream isn't a dream anymore and it becomes an actual opportunity, it's like, bro, I gotta hop on that. I gotta make something happen here. And that's what, that's not only did Egwene do that, but she went a step further and she started actually changing the way that she went forth in life, I guess. And it's kind of insane. That's kind of insane. I really love that. You aren't an Aes Sedai. You're a Egwene Alvear from Eamon's Field, and the women's circle would have a fit if they could see you now. Women's circle business is none of yours, Randolph Thor. Egwene be talking that hot shit. Everybody do. Everybody be talking that mess. But I love to see that. They're arguing in front of everyone, and she's like, "Yo, grow up," and he's like tripping. And then Lan is just always like, "Yo, y'all trying to wake up everybody?" And it's just, I love how different it is. I mean, look at how far we are, and we're taking this journey, and I love the journey that we're taking. I didn't know that we were gonna be on such an amazing journey. Truthfully. Um, let's see. Oh. Oh, come on, come on. And here, the lad, like, Tom trying to speak up for the boys and, like, shout out for them. The lads were just, and then Moiraine's like, nah, 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 I'm not trying to hear none of that. A few days respite and you are ready to give up. Her calm, level voice contrasted sharply with her eyes. Like, ooh, a day or two of quiet, and already you have forgotten Winter Night? We haven't forgotten, Parent said. It's just still not raising her voice. The Aes Sedai treated him as she had the Gleeman. I love the choice of words, man. The wordplay is beautiful. Treating him as she treated the Gleeman, meaning it's like it's not saying the same thing over again. You know, it's giving us another way to understand she's not taking that shit and she's just kind of okay. Anyway, as I was saying, you know, I love that. Is that the way you feel? You are eager to run off to Ilion and forget about Trollocs and Halfmen and Jakar? She ran her eyes over them. That stony glint playing against the everyday tone of voice made Rand uneasy. But she gave no one a chance to speak. The dark one oh, the Dark One is after you three, one or all, and if I let you go running off wherever you want to go, he will take you. Whatever the Dark One wants, I oppose. So hear this and know it's true. Before I let the Dark One have you, I will destroy you myself. Moiraine, what? What, Moiraine? Oh my goodness. What? See, I told y'all that we couldn't trust Moiraine. She about that action though. So we can trust Moiraine is gonna be about that action. If we can't trust nothing else, we can trust that. And if we can trust that, then we can trust a lot. This was this was nice. I just love the fact again each of these characters standing on they are standing for what they believe in. Rand is trying so hard to stay that farm boy, I guess you can say, and then he's trying so hard to do that that he's also now projecting his feelings onto Egwene. Like, yo, what are you doing? But at the same time, he has a point. It's like, yo, we haven't even been gone that long. We've been gone a week. You know, you've been around here for a little while, and you think you're about to be an Aes Sedai? Like, he's hilarious because he has like a point, but he's so irrational about the point that he has no point at the same time. Like, he's valid for the wrong reasons, you know. And and then you got Egwene that's rocking for her what she got to believe in and what she wants to do. She wants this journey, she wants this adventure, and she's now on it. And it's like, yo, Rand, you're gonna try to take this from me? Nah, I don't think so. How about you mind your business? And I, how about you mind your business and I'll mind mine. Boom. Here we go. Here we go. And then I loved again that they were having that one-on-one time. The one-on-one time that they were having is just fantastic. Because that just means that Egwene is learning more and more though, and it's just them two, and that's just great because it makes Moiraine even more of a um, mentor to Egwene than I knew. And the same way I didn't realize that, I didn't know Nynaeve was a mentor to Egwene before. And now she has like these two mentors that are also spiteful of each other, and look at life and magic and the wheel in different ways and perceive it in different ways. And at the same time, those different ways that they perceive it are giving her two halves of the same whole. And I'm just, yeah, I'm just really appreciative of the depth that we get to go to within this book. And these next passages that we're about to read right here is amazing, and it just made me really excited to get a little bit more understanding of the magic system and in-world magic system. And then it kind of was dope because, your boy may or may not have something similar going on in my own book, and I ain't never even read this before, so I always take stuff like that as a plus. Let's get into it. One night he waited until the other men had all settled down. Tom snoring like a saw cutting in an oak knot. Then he slipped away, clutching his blanket around him. Using every bit of skill he had gained stalking rabbits, he moved with the moon shadows until he was crouched at the base of a tall leather tree, thick with tough, broad leaves, close enough to hear Moiraine and Egwene, where they sat on a fallen log with a small lantern for light. Ask, Moiraine was saying, and if I can tell you now, I will. Understand, there is much for which you are not yet ready, things you cannot learn until you have learned other things which require still others to be learned before them. But ask what you will. Moiraine is such a wordsmith. The five powers, Egwene said slowly. Earth, wind, fire, water, and spirit. It doesn't seem fair that men should have been strongest in wielding earth and fire. Why should they have had the strongest powers? Already I'm learning things that I had never heard before in my life. Moiraine laughed. Is that what you think, child? Is there a rock so hard that wind and water cannot wear it away? A fire so strong that water cannot quench it, or wind snuff it out? Egwene was silent for a time, digging her toe into the forest. They were the ones who tried to free the Dark One and the Forsaken, weren't they? The male Aes Sedai? She took a deep breath and picked up speed. The women were not part of it. It was the men who went mad and broke the world. Like, here we go. Like Moiraine is breaking it down and letting her know, yes, they're powerful, but we are just as powerful. Like, don't think that just because they are controlling, or in your mind you think earth and fire are more powerful than wind and air. Let's not forget what they do. And I love that we're almost getting this Moiraine is explaining this kind of rock, paper, scissors scenario that gives us a better understanding of this magic system of, hey, yes, this is strong, but this is strong because of this. It's like this. And, we kind of got that explanation within the TV show when Egwene and Nynaeve are in the room with the other initiates. But this gives us a really simple explanation of, but this, is there a rock so hard that wind and water cannot wear it away? That alone is just heat. I love it. And Egwene, I love how Egwene doesn't rebuttal when she understands. She's like, all right, let me get to the next thing that I was thinking about. Let's get to the next thing that I'm thinking about. And then it's there. Egwene was no. They were the ones who tried to free the Dark One. Like, so the male Aes Sedai are the Forsaken and all this, the women were not a part of it. That's all she wants to know. She's trying to reassure herself, like, okay, if I do become an Aes Sedai, I'm not going to also be tempted to be a Dark One or anything. That's how I feel about it, But you see that Moiraine does not answer this question at all. Like, she doesn't answer that question that she has, not one bit. And then she just says, you are afraid. If you had remained in Eamon's field, would you have not become wisdom in time? That was Nynaeve's plan, was it not? Or you would have sat in the women's circle and managed the affairs of Eamon's village while the village council thought it was doing so. But you did the unthinkable. You left Demon's Village for the okay, here we go. And I mean, I'm here for this. I'm here for this. I'm here for this. I'm here for this. I really appreciate their conversation. The breakdown of the magic system, the breakdown of, hey, this is how these things work, and the five powers is just a beautiful thing. Rand is mad sneaky, trying to find, trying to figure out what's going on. He worried about his lady that ain't his lady. Matt, of course, being Matt, chilling, being lighthearted as always. Perrin, staying his Eeyore, very grim self. Mistress Alice. Oh, here we go. And then we find out about Logain for the first time. They went to Gildan, all right, and that's what started this battle, or so I hear. They say some of those Aes Sedai are dead, maybe all of them. I know some folks don't hold with Aes Sedai, but I say, who else is going to stop a false dragon, eh? And those damn fools who think they can be men, Aes Sedais are some such. What about them? Of course, some say, not the White Cloaks mind, and not me, but some folks, that maybe this fellow really is the Dragon Reborn. He can do things, I hear. Use the one power. There's thousands following him. Thousands following him. 1,000 people ready to just rock for Logain. Like, bruh, I love it. I love it. And it was really cool to see that Moiraine has all these contingency plans in all these different places. Like, what? Like, she goes to this city, she's Mistress Alice. She goes to this city, she's this person. Like, she has all of these different things going on, so she can be sure that no one knows what her next move is. And that's just sneaky saucy. Uh, All right, yeah, I think that's all the stuff for. Yeah, and then they are welcome to Bear Lawn or Bearling. All right, chapter 13. 15 is Strangers and Friends, I believe. Yeah, it is. Moiraine in chapter 13. I'll protect you or kill you. Yo, so insane. She's just on demon time. She's not playing any games. She's ready to make it happen. She is here to protect them, but she's not there to protect them. She's there to protect the world by any means necessary. So if things get too far out of line, she will make the decision that she needs to make and smack somebody. Tom is awesome. Love Land training the EF Edmund Fields 5 is always funny. Yeah, truth. Eggy just knows what she wants to learn. Rand isn't good with change. Yeah, Rand is not good with change. He's still trying to believe that, he's not he's not this person that he is. He's still trying to believe that his father was just tripping when he said what he said. He's still trying to act like he's still that farm kid back on Amon's field, making things work and do all that stuff. Like he's just gonna go back home and everything's gonna be all right, but it's not gonna be all right. And then he kind of comes to grips with that a little bit later, but. I'm so glad they had this scene or one like it in the show. Yeah, they did. And I think it's a good. I think it was a good idea for them to address the magic system in these ways to kind of break them down and be like, hey, this is this, and this. And I may have missed it in the first season, but I just don't feel like it was there. And in season 2, it definitely was ironed out and sufficiently explained to where we knew what was going on very thoroughly. And I think they did a fantastic job with it. But the show is not doing as good of a job as the book, obviously. I mean, yo, it's crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy how different this is. Keep in mind, she said men were stronger in earth and fire in general. Yeah. Well, I understand. I understand what you're saying. But I believe because Moiraine's rebuttal was saying that women are stronger in wind and air in general, right? Like I think that's what kind of is the dope part is that it's like, hey, they're better at something, but so are we. So we're all stronger at something as it should be type of vibe. And I don't think we knew as deep about these about the powers of the terms in the terms of wait, hold on, where's it at? Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. I missed a part. I missed a part. Um, You want to know that the Aes Sedai are good and pure, that it was those wicked men of the legends who caused the breaking of the world, and uh not the women. Well, it was the men, but they were no more wicked than any men. They were insane, not evil. The Aes Sedai you will find in Tar Valon are human, no different from any other woman except for the ability that sets us apart. They are brave and cowardly, strong and weak, kind and cruel, warm-hearted and cold. Becoming an Aes Sedai will not change you from what you are. Coming with the heat, yo. Coming with the heat. Coming with the heat. Egwene drew a heavy breath. I suppose I was afraid of that. I'm looking for a certain part. Where is it at? Oh, maybe I missed it. Maybe it's not here. But I was talking about how the magic systems are split into the Sidene, I believe, and the Sidar. I don't know if that was in chapter 13 that they talked about that though. Let me see. Yeah, I don't think that was in these chapter. Yeah, no. Oh, and then we also get the introduction of the Children of the Light, aka the White Cloaks. Dun dun dun. The children are in Berlin. Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay. All right. Just had to make sure that was good. That's the Blue Aja secret agent showing facts, 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 facts. Moiraine Double O, do do what I say or else. Yeah, for real. Moiraine is she's wicked. She's wicked. She has a job to do and she's gonna do it. Freaking White Cloaks, yeah. And I love the subtlety of their introduction. Just like, oh yeah, the White Cloaks is there, so you need to be ready. You need to be ready for whatever is gonna happen next. You know what I'm saying? You need to be ready. All right. Chapter 14. The Stag and Lion. So the Stag and Lion is the inn. We're here at the inn. Oh, this is when Tom the Gleeman starts being the man of glee. Let's see. Whoa. Let's see. Got the governor. I was trying to see if there was something specific in the beginning. Talking about the two rivers. Matt is wilding because he's like, Trollocs? You just let me tell you about Trollocs. Why don't you not, Matt? Like, what are you doing, my guy? Like, what? Like, that was crazy. Because, bro, like, Lan literally, like, they literally told him, do not say anything about Trollocs. Oh, and then the introduction of men. Yo, like, Trollocs, just let me tell you about Trollocs. Like, that boy Matt thought he was hilarious. Um... It's a good thing I got back when I did, farm boy. Don't you listen to what you are told? Like, bruh, immediately was like, bruh. Lan is like, bruh, what the hell are you doing? That's just crazy. Like, why? Why did he immediately just not care at all? I was trying to find where he told them not to say anything. Don't talk about Trollocs. Don't even think about Trollocs. Blood and ashes. You had better remember the Dark One has eyes and ears. Bruh, I just love that Lan is going off like, what are you doing? Did you not just hear any of the instructions I just gave you? Don't do any of these things. Like, don't talk about Trollocs. Don't think about them. Just keep it all the way out of your mind, please. The children are here and they will murder you for less. And then right here. Rand shook his head. The place already sounded worse than Terran Ferry. Could it possibly be? He said there were Trollocs in Saldea, wasn't it? Perrin said. Lan hurled his empty bucket to the floor with a crash. You will talk about it, won't you? There are... there are always Trollocs in the borderlands. Blacksmith? Just you put it in front of your mind that we want no more attention than mice in a field. Like, bruh, he's like, what were they not understanding? It's insane that they were just continuously talking about it, but it shows how naive they are to this situation, how just unaware of how serious everything is at this point. They're just kind of going about their day trying to get their questions answered. It's like, no, I'm not telling you not to just talk about it with other people. I'm saying don't talk about it amongst yourselves. I'm saying don't talk about it to me. I'm just letting you know don't talk about it to anyone at all. Like, don't say anything. What is wrong with you? And then bro just immediately just, you know, nope. Like, when they left the bath chamber, Moiraine was standing at the end of the hall with a slender girl, not much taller than herself. At least Rand thought it was a girl. Like, what? But I understand. I understand. And that's kind of the... I appreciate the subtlety into which, like, the characters are explained. They're not explained to the very minute detail. It's just like, you know, she has short hair and he couldn't tell what she was. Like, he couldn't tell if it was a girl or a boy. So, you know, that means she probably was very skinny, slender frame, you know, da 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 da. So you're able to kind of paint your own visual picture in your mind of what these characters could possibly look like. And that's just, yeah, I appreciate that. Uh, and the only point of view that we get is my guys, you know? Like that's just kind of wild to me. I don't know why. I don't know why I expected to have more like viewpoints in this in the book. Like, especially with starting with the earlier in the prologue and having those be different POVs. I guess I expected there to be more than one main character for real, but it's very obvious that Rand is the main character. Uh-huh. Uh, The news is better. No odd happenings. No strange. Let's see. Oh yeah, because Tom was going through like, hey yo, you can find me at the place. I'm here, chilling. All right, here we go. Here we go.
After the wisdom left him,
Oh my God.
Rand made his way to the common room.
No.
He needed to hear people
No.
Chapter 14. Inside, the inn was every bit and severe.
Okay, let's see.
The thing that they first come in on was to Richard told that he wouldn't say what it was. When they left the bath chamber, Morega, all in peace, the rules get the book and as his work what did you learn in the common room? And she friend, but it is thinking about waking up. When he was a child, the wisdom had said and tried the handle. It did not move. Leaned forward intently, one hand on the back of a chair, watching him. Thought. The man straightened abruptly, his face alert.
Okay. Here we go. Cue dream sequence. I'm just trying to get it all synced up. Yo, this dream sequence was amazing. I'm not gonna lie.
He seemed in the prime of his maturity. When he looked at it, one could glimpse him from the corner of his eye, at some peculiar angles, as if the chamber had been domed balcony, and beyond that were the rough doors set at regular. He licked his lips and wished. The air was still. A week ago, he would have been danced to the small room to begin, and an extra bed set up for Tom made it smaller.
Here we go. Here we go. Cue dream sequence. Let's get it. Let's get it.
Tom stayed only long enough to uncase his flute and harp, then left, already practicing grand poses. Lan went with him. It was strange, Rand thought as he shifted uncomfortably on the bed. A week ago he would have been downstairs like a falling rock for just the chance he might see a gleeman perform, for just the rumour of it. But he had heard Tom tell his stories every night for a week, and Tom would be there tomorrow night, and the next. And the hot bath had loosened kinks in muscles that he had thought would be there forever, and his first hot meal in a week oozed lethargy into him. Sleepily, he wondered if Lan really did know the false dragon, Loghain. A muffled shout came from below stairs, the common room greeting Tom's arrival. But Rand was already asleep. The stone hallway was dim and shadowy, and empty except for Rand. He could not tell where the light came from, what little there was of it. The grey walls were bare of candles or lamps, nothing at all to account for the faint glow that seemed to just be there. The air was still and dank. and somewhere in the distance water dripped with a steady, hollow plonk. Wherever this was, it was not the inn. Frowning, he rubbed at his forehead. Inn. His head hurt, and thoughts were hard to hold on to. There had been something about an inn? It was gone, whatever it was. He licked his lips and wished he had something to drink. He was awfully thirsty, dry as dust thirsty. It was the dripping sound that decided him. With nothing to choose by except his thirst, he started towards that steady plonk, plonk, plonk. The hallway stretched on, without any crossing corridor and without the slightest change in appearance. The only features at all were the rough doors set at regular intervals in pairs, one on either side of the hall, the wood splintered and dry despite the damp in the air. The shadows receded ahead of him, staying the same, and the dripping never came any closer. After a long time he decided to try one of those doors. It opened easily, and he stepped through into a grim, stone-walled chamber. One wall opened in a series of arches onto a grey stone balcony, and beyond that was a sky such as he had never seen. Striated clouds in blacks and greys, reds and oranges, streamed by as if storm winds drove them, weaving and interweaving endlessly.
Bro.
No one could ever have seen a sky like that. It could not exist. He pulled his eyes away from the balcony, but the rest of the room was no better. Odd curves and peculiar angles, as if the chamber had been melted almost haphazardly out of the stone, and columns that seemed to grow out of the grey floor. Flames roared on the hearth like a forge fire with the bellows pumping, but gave no heat. Strange oval stones made the fireplace. They just looked like stones, wet slick despite the fire, when he looked straight at them. But when he glimpsed them from the corner of his eye, they seemed to be faces instead. The faces of men and women writhing in anguish, screaming silently. The high-backed chairs and the polished table in the middle of the room were perfectly ordinary, but that in itself emphasized the rest. A single mirror hung on the wall, but that was not ordinary at all. When he looked at it, he saw only a blur where his reflection should have been. Everything else in the room was shown true, but not him. A man stood in front of the fireplace. He had not noticed the man when he first came in.
Bruh,
If he had
I was
not known
like,
it was
"Oh!"
impossible, he would have said no one had been there until he actually looked at the man. Dressed in dark clothes of a fine cut, he seemed in the prime of his maturity, and Rand supposed women would have found him good-looking. "Once more we meet face to face," the man said, and just for an instant his mouth and eyes became openings into endless caverns of flame. With a yell, Rand hurled himself backwards out of the room, so hard that he stumbled across the hall and banged into the door there, knocking it open. He twisted and grabbed at the door handle to keep from falling to the floor, and found himself staring wide-eyed into a stone room with an impossible sky through the arches leading to a balcony and a fireplace. "You cannot get away from me that easily," the man said. Rand twisted, scrambling back out of the room, trying to regain his feet without slowing down. This time there was no corridor. He froze, half-crouched, not far from the polished table, and looked at the man by the fireplace. It was better than looking at the fireplace stones, or at the sky. "This is a dream," he said as he straightened. Behind him he heard the click of the door closing. "It's some kind of nightmare." He shut his eyes, thinking about waking up. When he was a child, the wisdom had said if you could do that in a nightmare, it would go away. The wisdom? What? If only his thoughts would stop sliding away. If only his head would stop hurting, then he could think straight. He opened his eyes again. The room was still as it had been. The balcony, the sky, the man by the fireplace. "Is it a dream?" the man said. Does it matter? Once again, for a moment, his mouth and eyes became peepholes into a furnace that seemed to stretch forever. His voice did not change. He did not seem to notice it happening at all. Rand jumped a little this time, but he managed to keep from yelling. This is a dream. It has to be. All the same, he stepped backwards all the way to the door, never taking his eyes off the fellow by the fire, and tried the handle.
was spooked.
It did not move. The door was locked. You seem thirsty, the man by the fire said. Drink.
Drink.
On the table was a goblet, shining gold and ornamented with rubies and amethysts. It had not been there before. He wished he could stop jumping. It was only a dream. His mouth felt like dust. I am a little, he said, picking up the goblet. The man leaned forward intently, one hand on the back of a chair, watching him. The smell of spiced wine drove home to Rand just how thirsty he was, as if he had had nothing to drink in days. Have I? With the wine halfway to his mouth, he stopped. Whispers of smoke were rising from the chair back between the man's fingers, and those eyes watched him so sharply, flickering rapidly in and out of flames. Rand licked his lips and put the wine back on the table, untasted. I'm not as thirsty as I thought. The man straightened abruptly, his face without expression. His disappointment could not have been more plain if he had cursed. Rand wondered what was in the wine. But that was a stupid question, of course. This was all a dream. Then why won't it stop? What do you want? He demanded. Who are you? Flames rose in the man's eyes and mouth. Rand thought he could hear them roar. Some call me Baalzamon. Rand found himself facing the door, jerking frantically at the handle. All thought of dreams had vanished. The Dark One. The door handle would not budge, but he kept twisting. Are you the one? Baalzamon said suddenly. You cannot hide it from me forever. You cannot even hide yourself from me. Not on the highest mountain or in the deepest cave. I know you, down to the smallest hair. Rand turned to face the man, to face Baalzamon. He swallowed hard. A nightmare. He reached back to give the door handle one last pull, then stood up straighter. Are you expecting glory? Baalzamon said. Power. Did they tell you the eye of the world would serve you? What glory or power is there for a puppet? The strings that move you have been centuries weaving. Your father was chosen by the White Tower, like a stallion roped and led to his business. Your mother was no more than a brood mare to their plans. And those plans lead to your death. Rand's hands knotted in fists. My father is a good man. And my mother was a good woman. Don't you talk about them. The flames laughed. So there is some spirit in you after all. Perhaps you are the one. Little good it will do you. The Amelin seat will use you until you are consumed, just as Davian was used, and Yorian Stonebow, and Guaira Amalasin, and Raulin Darksbane. Just as Loghain is being used. Used until there is nothing left of you. I don't know. Rand swung his head from side to side. The one moment of clear thinking, born in anger, was gone. Even as he groped for it again, he could not remember how he had reached it the first time. His thoughts spun around and around. He seized one like a raft in the whirlpool. He forced the words out, his voice strengthening the further he went. You are bound in Sheol Ghul. You and all the Forsaken. Bound by the Creator until the end of time. The end of time, Baalzamon mocked. You live like a beetle under a rock, and you think your slime is the universe. The death of time will bring me power such as you could not dream of, worm. You are bound Fool! I have never been bound. The fires of his face roared so hot that Rand stepped back, sheltering behind his hands. The sweat on his palms dried from the heat. I stood at Lews Therin Kinslayer's shoulder when he did the deed that named him. It was I who told him to kill his wife, and his children, and all his blood, and every living person who loved him, or whom he loved.
Bruh, straight call.
It was I who gave him the moment of sanity to know what he had done. Have you ever heard a man scream his soul away, worm? He could have struck at me then. He could not have won, but he could have tried. Instead, he called down his precious one power upon himself, so much that the earth split open and reared up Dragon Mount to mark his tomb. 1,000 years later, I sent the Trollocs ravening south, and for 3 centuries they savaged the world. Those blind fools in Tar Valon said I was beaten in the end, but the Second Covenant, the Covenant of the 10 Nations, was shattered beyond remaking, and who was left to oppose me then? I whispered in Arthur Hawkwing's ear, and the length and breadth of the land, Aes Sedai, died. I whispered again, and the High King sent his armies across the Arith Ocean, across the World Sea, and sealed 2 dooms. The doom of his dream of one land and one people, and a doom yet to come. At his deathbed, I was there when his counselors told him only Aes Sedai could save his life. I spoke, and he ordered his counselors to the stake. I spoke, and the High King's last words were to cry that Tar Valon must be destroyed. When men such as these could not stand against me, what chance do you have, a toad crouching beside a forest puddle?
Yo.
You will serve me, or you will dance on Aes Sedai strings until you die. And then you will be mine. The dead belong to me. No, Rand muttered. This is a dream. It is a dream. Do you think you are safe from me in your dreams? Look! Ba'alzamon pointed commandingly, and Rand's head turned to follow, although he did not turn it. He did not want to turn. The goblet was gone from the table. Where it had been crouched a large rat, blinking at the light, sniffing the air warily. Ba'alzamon crooked his finger, and with a squeak, the rat arched its back, forepaws lifting into the air while it balanced awkwardly on its hind feet. The finger curved more, and the rat toppled over, scrabbling frantically, pawing at nothing, squealing shrilly, its back bending, bending, bending. With a sharp snap, like the breaking of a twig, the rat trembled violently and was still, lying bent almost double. Rand swallowed. Anything can happen in a dream, he mumbled. Without looking, he swung his fist back against the door again. His hand hurt, but he still did not wake up. Then go to the Aes Sedai. Go to the White Tower and tell them. Tell the Amelin seat of this dream. The man laughed. Rand felt the heat of the flames on his face. That is one way to escape them. They will not use you then. No, not when they know that I know. But will they let you live, to spread the tale of what they do? Are you a big enough fool to believe they will? The ashes of many like you are scattered on the slopes of Dragon Mount. This is a dream, Rand said, panting. It's a dream, and I am going to wake up. Will you? Out of the corner of his eye, he saw the man's finger move to point at him. Will you, indeed? The finger crooked, and Rand screamed as he arched backwards, every muscle in his body forcing him further. Will you ever wake again?
Bruh. Sheesh. That was heat. Like, man, like, the dream sequences are fantastic. They're so, like, Mufasa. Like, yo. And it just gives you, just gives you just chills, yo. I did not know how to feel when reading this the first time because, like, Baalzamon is someone that I don't think I've heard the name for from the show. I'd never heard of Baalzamon. And as far as I knew, that was all Ishmael. But now, I guess Baalzamon may also be another name for Ishmael. But he said, Rand said the Dark One. So I'm like, what's going on here? I'm like, wait, who is this? Who is it? Who is Baalzamon? I thought the Dark One's name was not that, but something completely different. Shaitan. Like, is Ishmael, like, what's happening? Who is this person? But freaking amazing. You know what I mean? Like, it's just freaking amazing to see. It's just freaking amazing to see this beautiful sequence take place and Rand be so, like, incoherent. Just, what? Like, wait, wisdom? Wait, like, what's going on? Like, there's another life here. Like, what life is he thinking about? Where is he at in his brain? And just a freaking awesome sequence to even hear, the Dark One talking to him and be like, hey, da 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 da. Like, just, yo, you're not scared? Well, here, let me scare you. You think you're that guy? Let me show you why you're not. Oh, you're thirsty? Here's some wine. You don't want to drink it after I'm being hospitable to you? Like, oh man, just so dark and so evil. And how terrified Rand was, though. Rand, like, trying to get to the door. He's like, come on, man, open the door. Like, let me get out of here. Like, yo, I just love that. Are you expecting glory? Power? Did they tell you the eye of the world would serve you? Like, brother, eye of the world will not serve you. Like, you're here to have a bad time, not a good time. And Rand, just anything can happen in a dream. This is a dream. Don't worry about this. This is a dream. Anything can go in a dream. There's no reason to be terrified. This is just a dream. It's a dream. Like, man. Yeah. Fantastic chapter. One of my favorite of this segment. But there are a lot of good passages from this segment, so you can't argue with that. Just a lot of good passages coming from this segment. But before we get into chapter 15, you guys already know this is one of the longer chapters of this segment as well. So, you might want to, get comfy, take a little sip of some water, get you some tea, get you something to eat, get you a little snack. You ain't got nothing to munch on, get you some popcorn.
I'm Sensei Fido, aka Vane Sensei, and I'm here with...
Hi, my name is Dominique Pruitt, and I started Don's Bon Gourmet Popcorn LLC in the summer of 2021 to introduce delicious and unique flavored popcorn not found anywhere else in the world. Why, you ask? Because I make it in my home with love, just for you. We offer over 10 flavors and are continuously creating new flavors that can be customized to any color or taste for your next event, party, or fundraiser. So go find yourself to our website and find a bombastic flavor of popcorn at donsbombgourmetpopcorn.com, or you can also follow us on Instagram or Facebook at Don's Bomb Gourmet Popcorn.
That's right. Go get you some Dom's Bomb Gourmet Popcorn. Go get you some Dom's Bomb Gourmet Popcorn. Matt can't keep his mouth shut. Yo, Matt cannot keep his mouth shut, and that is hilarious. Matt's youth is showing in this book. Facts. He's very young. Matt's so excited to be in the giant metropolitan city of Bear Lawn, actually a small town, and feels like he needs to prove he's worldly and not just a country bumpkin. Facts, yo. He's hilarious. He's trying so hard to prove himself, but it's like, hey, bub, just calm down. Thus, showing how much of a bumpkin he is. Facts. It's like Matt boasting to Tom how far he's traveled. Like, bruh. He's like, yeah, I've been down to the pond and back. And not catching Tom's sarcasm. Oh, really? That far? Yeah, I love it. I love it. Balsamon, a.k.a. Balls on Your Mom. Yo, crazy. Her narration is just fire. Yeah, I agree. Her narration is crazy, just bringing whole new levels to it. So Shaitan is also Balsamon. Yeah, is that right? These dream sequences from book 1 get me every time. There's so much packed in them that you don't know the significance of until later. I feel that. I feel that there is a weight that's just kind of not I guess unprecedented, or a weight there that is just very just taking place in the background, and it's like, okay, man, this is definitely gonna have some implications. This means something big. And going into chapter 15, of course, it gives us a little bit more understanding of what these dreams are and what was going on with them. But I agree with you completely, LBF. It does give you that feeling of it gives me the feeling of man, like, what's going on, what's gonna go on next. All right, chapter 15, Strangers and Friends. Rand's waking up. Everyone's gone. All the stuff is happening. Oh. And then here we go. You mustn't take any mind of what you saw. Oh, wait. Am I tripping? Oh, yeah. Master Fitch is a good enough man, though the best of you aren't any bargains. It's the folk complaining as has him on edge. And what do they do? What do they do? Whoa. What do they have to complain about? Would they rather find live rats than dead ones? So up until this point, we find out, that, this lady's cat is basically being called a menace to society because they're finding dead rats everywhere. And she's like, yo, don't you want, like, my cat to kill rats so there's not rats around here? And I believe she even says it here, isn't dead rats better than live ones? But then she says, though it isn't like Kiri to leave his handiwork around. And over a dozen? Kiri wouldn't let so many get into the end. He wouldn't. It's a clean place, too, and not one to be troubled. And all with backs broken. Their backs were broken? So, this is giving us an understanding that these dreams also have implications that take place in the real world somehow. So I don't know what type of shit's going on here, but I'm loving it and I'm really nervous. And I love the dream realm being a place that they're able to, I guess, utilize, or the dream dimension. And it's like, damn. And then Rand and Perrin finding out that they both had the dream, but it definitely had a bigger effect on Perrin than it did Rand, and I'm not sure why, but it's like, yo, why did they have that same dream? And a dozen, okay, because the way that I was thinking about it when I read this was, okay, a dozen is 12. Half of 12 is 6. So was it 2 rats that got killed per person that was there, or what? Because it's like Rand, Matt, Perrin, Egwene, and then you got Moiraine and Lan. So that's 6 people. So did he kill 2 rats for every 1 person? I don't know. I don't know. Much is a crazy name. Okay. Country boy. Oh, here we go. A shepherd with a heron-marked sword, said a low woman's voice. That's almost enough to make me believe anything. What trouble are you in, down country boy? Okay. And then introduction to Min. And it's like, yo, Min is like, what? Like, what? What are you doing here, Min? What are you doing here so early? Like, what's happening here? Here we go. Right here. What makes you think Mistress Alice has another name? Because she told me, Min said so patiently that he blushed again. Not that she had a choice, I suppose. I saw she was different right away. When she stopped here before on her way down country, she knew about me. I've talked to others like her before. I don't suppose the white cloaks wouldn't like what I do any more than they like what she does. She says I see pieces of the pattern. Sounds too grand to me. I just see things when I look at people. And sometimes I know what they mean. I look at a man and a woman who've never even talked to one another, and I know they'll marry. And they do. That sort of thing. She wanted me to look at you, all of you together. And what did you see? When you're all in a group, sparks swirling around you, thousands of them, and a big shadow darker than midnight. It's so strong, I almost wonder why everybody can't see it. The sparks are trying to fill the shadow, and the shadow is trying to swallow the sparks. She shrugged. You are all tied together in something dangerous, but I can't make any more of it. All of us? Egwene too? But they weren't after. Min did not seem to notice his slip. The girl? She's part of it. And the Gleeman? All of you. You're in love with her. He stared at her. I can tell that with you. I can tell that even without seeing any images. She loves you too. But she's not for you. Or you for her. Not the way you both want. When I look at her, I see the same thing when I look at Mistress Alice. Other things I don't understand too. But I know what that means. She won't refuse it. This is all foolishness. I really just I'm here for him figuring out all these things in all these different ways. Like first he has a dream, and then right after the dream he gets to hear these visions. It's like there's so many things going on Rand's back at this time. Like so much just piling on his shoulders. It's insane. Oh. Whoops. What do you see when you look at the rest of us? All sorts of things. The war. Master Andra has 7 ruined towers around his head, and a babe in a cradle holding a sword. And she shook her head. Men like him, you understand, always have so many images they crowd one another. The strongest images around the Gleeman are a man, not him, juggling fire, and the White Tower, and that doesn't make any sense at all for a man. Damn. The strongest things I see about the big curly-haired fellow are a wolf and a broken crown and trees flowering all around him, and the other one, a red eagle and an eye on a balanced scale, a dagger with a ruby, a horn, and a laughing face. There are other things, but you see what I mean. Uh, this time I can, well, this time I can't make up or down it out or drown out any or down out any of it. What about me? The same kind of things as the rest. A sword that isn't a sword, a golden crown of laurel leaves, a beggar's staff, you're pouring water on sand, a bloody hand, and a white hot iron. 3 women standing over a funeral bier with you on it. Black rock wet with blood. All right. You don't have to list it all. Most of all, I see lightning around you, some striking at you, some coming out of you. I don't know what any of it means except for one thing. You and I will meet again. Yo, freaking crazy. Like, that premonition right there is beautiful. And then we see Peyton Fane, yo. Like, what the hell are you doing here, Master Fane? What the hell? And why did you run? Master Fane! We all thought you would. As quick as a blink, the peddler darted away, but Rand dodged after him, calling apologies over his shoulder to the people he bumped. And then he just proceeded to tell that man all of the news. Like, what? Why did he immediately start running his mouth? Can someone tell me that? I mean, I guess because it's Peyton Fane and he's like technically the homie, but it's like, damn, bruv. Like, I understand he was there and they all thought he was dead, but damn. Dead? Not Peyton Fane. Peyton Fane knows which way to jump and where to land. Like, what? All right, Mr. Fane. And then he's all terrified that he about to get that ass whooped. Like, he really gave him the whole, like, he might as well just gave him the address, told him about the hero's journey, told him that, like, everything, bro. Like, this. Matt and Rand meet up again. Oh, yep, they talk about Logain. Oh, here we go. You almost made me forget why I was looking for you. Not that I don't wish I could. Nynaeve is inside. Blood and ashes! How did she get here? Moiraine, the fairy. You think a little thing like a sunken fairy could stop her? She rooted Hightower out. I don't know how he got back over the river, but she said he was hiding in his bedroom and didn't want to go near the river. Anyway, she bullied him into finding a boat big enough for her and her horse and rowing her across. Himself, she only gave him time to find one of his haulers to work another set of oars. Nynaeve is, she's like, yo, she was not playing. She was not playing. She pulled up to get them boys. And then again, you know, they end up telling Tom about all the stuff that's kind of going on. Him again being that one person that they can trust, that one adult figure that, you know, they're basically putting their trust in. We already know Pat and Fane can't be trusted type of vibe. I mean, if you thought bro was dead and you see him in a place and the first thing he does is run from you, like, put two and two together, my boy. He's a bad guy. Like, he's not a good person. Like, he is not a good person, my friend. And, yeah, I think that's kind of it. Yeah, they talk about, you know, Luciferian Kinslayer. Arthur Hawking. The Eye of the World. Talk about a lot of little dope stuff right there, yo. I like all of these chapters are really cool. Every time I do a reread, I pick up on something new, a piece of foreshadowing I missed. I feel that. We got bats in the show, at least it rhymes. That's very true. Instead of stag and lion, they should have named the inn Much and Fitch. Yo, Ben's visions are next level. Do any of these visions make sense to you having seen the show, or any guesses? Honestly, I didn't even like put my show brain on when reading that. That's a good question though. Here we go. The girls part of it, the Gleeman's part of it. They're in love. Can't have it. This is foolishness. The war. Oh, Master Andra has seven towers around his head and a babe in a cradle holding a sword. The strongest images around the Gleeman are a man that's not him juggling fire and the White Tower, which doesn't make sense for a man at all. The wolf makes sense for our boy Perrin. I don't get the broken crown, but I understand the trees and flowers around him. Of course, of course, Matt's, we know what's going on with Matt. Other than the laughing face, I think. A sword that isn't a sword. A golden crown of laurel leaves. A beggar's staff. Pouring water on sand. A bloody hand. And a white hot iron. 3 women standing over a funeral bier with him on it. Black rock wet with blood. I don't know. God damn. I'm not really sure. I'm not gonna lie. I think my brain is a little exhausted. That sounds like an awesome Ruby Dagger. Yo, yes it does. At least Matt's not the only one dumb here. Facts, bruh. Facts. Rand has loose lips too. Those bumpkins are a menace to themselves mostly. Facts. Poor Moiraine, it's like hurting cats. Hurting cats is crazy. But I definitely agree. They're wildin'. They are just talking away. Like you naive man child. What the hell? Oh. All right. Chapter 16. The Wisdom. But before we get into chapter 16, the wisdom, y'all see me yawning. Y'all see I'm sleepy. And you know why? It's because I need some glitch energy.
I'm Sensei Fito, a.k.a. Vane Sensei, and I'm here with my bro.
Yo, y'all already know it's Vane DeVito, bro. We up in here, man. Today, we came with a little surprise for y'all, which was a little surprise for us as well.
Facts.
And we've been waiting on this surprise. So y'all see it. Y'all see it.
You feel
The
me?
little delivery box
We
right
got the
there.
little box
You know what I mean?
From none other than Glitch Energy, yo.
Yo, big glitch out here. You know what I'm saying?
Shake it, shake it, shake it, shake it. Shake it like a sauce, shake it like a glitch, shake it like a glitch, shake it like a glitch.
We in there.
Ooh, it smell dumbass good.
Fire? Ooh.
This is the starter kit. I believe it starts at $15. We got the shaker, 5 flavors. I'm not sure if that's how it comes. That's what they sent to us. So we definitely appreciate that. But y'all definitely check it out. Tell us what your favorite flavor is if you've already tried it. Chapter 16. The Wisdom. I really enjoyed chapter 16 just because it allowed us to see a lot more of Nynaeve. We really got to see what Nynaeve is about. We really got to meet that menace that Nynaeve is. We really got to meet that obnoxious, annoying, under your skin, thinks she knows everything. No, I'm just playing. But you know what I'm saying. Like, we really got to see Nynaeve being Nynaeve within this chapter. And it's something that I was kind of waiting for. We kind of got to see it a little bit, but knowing that Nynaeve just traveled the entire journey that we've been on with these characters by herself to find them, it's pretty hilarious. It's pretty hilarious. And it just shows the resolve that she has and how focused and determined she is when she really puts her mind to the thing that she's trying to do or to try to receive the outcome that she wants. And, yo, I just really appreciated being able to see her tripping balls like that. It was just really dope to be able to see the interactions between all of them. The sparks, Rand. She met Mistress Alice coming in, and there were sparks with just the two of them. Yesterday, I couldn't see sparks without at least 3 or 4 of you together, but today it's all sharper and more furious. She looked at Rand's friends, waiting impatiently, and shivered before turning back to him. It's almost a wonder the inn doesn't catch fire. You're all in more danger today than yesterday, since she came. Like, bruh, what does this mean? What does this mean? Like, why? Why is Nynaeve giving off this negative energy? I mean, I think we know why, but like, What does it mean though? It's just crazy. What did she have to say? Nynaeve is part of it. She saw Nynaeve arrive, saw her talking to Mistress Alice, and thought she might have something to do with us. And again, I just really appreciate Tom being there, kind of every step of the way, and knowing what the hell is going on, and him being able to give what insight that he's able to in this situation that he has kind of no idea what's going on, sort of, or at least that's what it's seeming to me like what's going on. Yeah, I'm interested in how you found us. So am I, says Moraine. Like, Moraine's like, what the hell? There was nowhere for you to go except Berlin. To be safe, though, I followed your trail. You certainly cut back and forth enough, but then I suppose you would not care to risk meeting decent people. You followed our trail? I must be getting careless. You left very little trace, but I can track as well as any man in the two rivers, except perhaps Tam Thor. Until my father died, he took me hunting with him and taught me what he would have taught the sons he never had. I just freaking love that. If you can follow a trail I have tried to hide, he taught you well. Few can do that, even in the borderlands. Got her all blushing and shit already, you know what I'm saying? And then here she goes, said tripping. You feel me? With the only facts I can see is that our four young people have been carried off for lights. For the light alone knows what reason. By an Aes Sedai. You have been told that isn't known in here. You must learn to guard your tongue. Why should I? Why should I help you or what you are? I've come to take Egwene and the boys back to Amon's field, not help you spirit them away. Like, bro, what? She said tripping like, I don't give a damn about your secrets. I don't care if people are looking for you. I don't care about none of that. Give me my kids back and we up out of here. Nynaeve be tripping, but she stands on her 10 toes, so you gotta respect it at least. You gotta respect the resolve in this woman. White Cloak questioners. Da da da. And then here we go, Rand standing on his 10 toes now. We can't. If we go back to Amon's field, the Trollocs will come back too. They're hunting us. I don't know why, but they are. Maybe we can find out why in Tar Valon. Maybe we can find out how to stop it. It's the only way. You sound just like Tam. He had himself carried to the village meeting and tried to convince everybody. He'd already tried with the village council. The light knows how your mistress Alice, she invested the name with a wagon load of scorn, managed to make him believe he was a mite of sense, usually more than most men. In any case, the council is a pack of fools most of the time, but not foolish enough for that, and neither was anyone else. They agreed you had to be found. Then Tam wanted to be the one who could come after you, and him not able to stand by himself. Foolishness must run in your family. And then Nynaeve, I left a note. I explained everything, trying to stick up for herself. A note! And she was about to go off about that note, yo. And then Nynaeve, wait. Did I skip the part? Oh yeah. Egwene sat back so she was shielded by Perrin. She tugged at the hood of her cloak as if she was afraid of her unbound hair showed. Like, oh, now you scared to stand on that though, huh? Now Nynaeve is here, you didn't think she was gonna be here. Now you torn between two rivers, baby. Yeah, ha ha. uh Yeah, we're not worried about just the white cloaks, it's the dark one and the minions of the dark one. Here we go. There are many dangers from which I cannot protect them, any more than you can protect them from being struck by lightning if they go home. But it is not lightning of which they must be afraid, nor even white cloaks. It is the dark one and minions of the dark one. From those things I can protect. Touching the true source, touching Sidar, gives me that protection as it does to every Aes Sedai. Even those poor men who find themselves wielding the power for a short time gain that much, though sometimes touching Sidon protects, and sometimes the touching Sidon protects, and sometimes the taint makes them more vulnerable. But I, or any Aes Sedai, can extend my protection to those close by me. No fade can harden them as long as they are close to me as they are right now. No Trolloc can come within a quarter of a mile without Lan knowing it, feeling the even of it. Can you offer them half as much as if they returned to Aemon's Field with you? Like, oh my gosh. And this saying right here is just beautiful. I really, really love it. Whether the bear beats the wolf or the wolf beats the bear, the rabbit always loses. Take your contest somewhere else. Yo, like that is such a beautiful saying right there. Such a beautiful saying. Such a beautiful way to let us know. You know what I mean? This is what's happening here. Oh. And then here we go. I like how Nynaeve is like, that seems to fit you now. Though I would like better if it did not, talking about Tam's sword. You've grown, Rand. In a week? He laughed, but it sounded forced, and she took her head as if he did not understand. Did she convince you? He asked. It really is the only way. Are you coming with us? I love that he's like, hey, you know what? You're one of the chosen ones, too. You're supposed to be on this trip. Keeping a lot of that stuff to himself, but not really. And I love that she's just letting him know, like, you've grown. You're not like a kid anymore. Yeah. Oh, and then he lets him be known. He said, I wasn't his son when he was delirious with the fever. He said he found me. I thought it was just... Oh, Rand. People say strange things in a fever, twisted things, things that are not true or real. Listen to me. Tom Althor ran away seeking adventure when he was a boy, no older than you. I can just remember when he came back to Amon's Field, a grown man with a red-haired outlander wife and a babe in swaddling clothes. I remember Kari Althor cradling that child in her arms, as much with as much love given and delight taken as I have ever seen from any woman with a babe. Her child, Rand. You. Now you straighten up and stop this foolishness. Of course, of course. Like, and I love that he puts that shit together immediately. He's like, oh, so I wasn't born in the Two Rivers. He's like, I got my question answered. Were any of the others born outside? You've certainly learned how to twist words since you met her. And it's like the exact opposite. He hasn't learned how to twist words. It's more of he's learned that words are twisted towards him. And now he is kind of figuring out what that means and how to wield that type of power for himself. Which is, I feel like, just the beginning of what all that means. So yet another amazing segment of Wheel of Time. Indeed, I truly had a fantastic time with these chapters. Let's talk about chapter 16. I bet Much and Fitch drink glitch. You're right, LBF. They probably do. Lan is very intrigued with Nynaeve's tracking ability, among other things. You feel me? Among other things, you feel me? Nynaeve being her assertive self as always. Yeah, being her assertive, assertive amongst other things, yet again. Egwene is trying to figure whether to be her regular teacher's pet or the substitute teacher's pet. Yo, that's very true. She's like, who do I choose between? And I think she wants to choose the substitute teacher, but she's just more scared of the main teacher. I really like Nynaeve's interactions with Rand and Berlin. Yeah, I appreciate the interactions at the end a lot. It was a part of her that I guess I didn't get to see that much from her in the show. I mean, we see it from time to time, but the same way we didn't get to see how close Egwene and Nynaeve were, we didn't really get that in this. I mean, we didn't really get that, but we got it tenfold in this, and then we got to see her also be that that mother type of figure, you know what I mean? That den mother type of figure to everybody else in this one, especially Rand, and coming through and being like, "Oh, Rand," like, you know what I mean? And being very gentle, for lack of better words, with him, taking that very caring and kind persona with him, and allowing him to be a little bit more vulnerable as well. But you see that as she's doing that, you see Rand is kind of using it against her a little bit, and is kind of playing these little games that he's learned from, seeing Moiraine have to play these games and trying to, decipher what she's always saying. And he's getting sharper. He's getting smarter. He's just getting more in tune with what's going on around him. And I just really like that. I just really like it. It's our first hint that It's our first hint Nine is more than mad all the time. Yeah, that's very true. She is more than mad all the time. It's just that she's just mad the majority of the time, and sometimes you need a little break from that. And she gives it, and she's just so hard-headed, so bullheaded, so tough and whatnot. So I'm excited. I'm excited to see what's going to be going on next for real. Super pumped. Yeah, these chapters were dope. It was a good set of chapters to go through as well. Our next set of chapters is chapter 17 through 24. Yeah. Yeah, 17 through 24 is chapter our next chapter stint. And let's see. I have a new time calculator, so I'm able to put all of the time that each chapter takes from Audible, and I'm able to calculate all of that and add it together. $32 minutes, 33 seconds plus 13 minutes. Mm-hmm. 32 Okay, that's not too bad. Yeah, that's not too bad. That's about 5 hours. 5 hours of content. Five hours of content is good. I'm down for that. I'm ready for it. I think this last stint that we did was about like 4 hours. No, 3 hours. The last segment was about 3 hours, so the next segment will be about 5 hours, and I'm down for that. I'm down for that. 2 extra hours, and I think everyone said that it's a really good segment for next one. So yeah, 17 to 24 is what we will be doing for next week. Episode 4 of From Watcher to Reader should be a fun one, and I hope to see you guys then, which will actually be next year. This is our last Wheelie Wednesday or Wheel of Time related piece of content for 2023. So I'm excited to, take it on until next year and continue with some amazing content and all that good stuff, and to be vibing out with all of you amazing nerd babies out there. The super fam, the Brovenger and Brovengers alike. It's going to be super awesome. A shit ton of more content's going to be coming out. I'm telling you, the Watt Bros podcast stuff on all the podcast things is probably going to be happening, no doubt. Where the shows, it'll consist of all the show stuff that we did, me and Battery, and then some other stuff like that. You know what I mean? I just kind of want to diverse content as much as possible. This Friday, I do believe I might do another stream about my book for Superfam Friday, maybe, but I'm not 100% on that. It's a possibility, but I'm not 100% on it. But I think that would be a dope way to end the year. But I also kind of want to end the year with talking about all the comic book movies and shit like that I've seen, or at least rating all the movies that I've seen this year. And that might be something that happens as well. I'm not really sure entirely, but we'll see what happens. I'm here to see what goes on this Friday. So I don't know what to do just yet, but it's either gonna be book stream, or just reviewing the stuff of 2024 and talking about what I liked, what I didn't like, and all that good stuff. If you guys haven't already checked out the book channel that I have made, you guys definitely should go check it out. There are no videos on there just yet, but I will be putting more videos on there. All the book trailer stuff and things like that will be on there, soon, probably going into next year. You'll see a lot more content about the gift stuff going up on there. I'll probably start streaming on there soon, posting just YouTube videos and more related content to my book, my universe, and kind of going into the different not just characters, but more of like the factions and stuff. I just kind of want to do a lot of the kind of just, the channel is going to be dedicated to the lore, world building, and overall creative process for Gifts, the Lands of Ghafor. That's basically what it's all about. So if you guys are interested in kind of joining that creative process and joining the journey of me creating my own story, my own book, my own world, my own universe, definitely jump over there. Oh shit, excuse me. Definitely jump over there. That scared me a little bit. I wasn't ready for that sneeze. It came out of nowhere. But yeah, I'm gonna, but yeah, it's gonna be popping over there with the book stuff. And yeah, man, I'm thinking of doing like first something subscribers or whatever get to, check out some of the backstage stuff for my book. I got some dope stuff coming. I don't know how I want to do everything yet. I'm still thinking about it, but I want to do Kickstarter. I want to do all these things so I can actually get the book out, get the manga going, get the comic or the manga going, get the comic going, stuff like that. Everything just costs money, and who else to get funding from other than the people that want to like actually enjoy the fucking content. You know what I mean? Part of my language that's getting created. But that's kind of what I'm gonna start doing here on Marvel Bros, is talking about gifts a little bit more, funneling some of you guys over there to the other YouTube channel if you want to get more related content, focus on just that. But with all that being said, I definitely appreciate each and every one of you guys for coming out and vibing with me for book club today, as we were talking and vibing with The Wheel of Time, The Eye of the World. What is this? Episode 3, chapters, I believe we read 13 through 16 today. Next week, we will be coming back reading chapters 17 through 24. So make sure you guys are ready for that. Make sure you are here for that. I definitely appreciate you guys. You guys are awesome. You make it fun. You make it awesome. Make it dope. And I hope to see you guys next week. With all that being said, I appreciate each and every one of you. And as I always say, stay awesome, stay nerdy, and don't forget to stay marvelous. Sleep well and wake.
If you guys would like to support Marvel Bros, all you gotta do is visit our website at www.marvelbros.com and buy some merch. Represent the superfan.
Or you can join our Patreon to get early access to content, patron-only streams, giveaways, private Q&As, and those sacred rights.
We appreciate you guys. Stay safe.
Today's